Our app is officially live. We've started our first check-in contest, and now what do we do? That's what we're going to talk about today on our first episode of GHG Weekly. Welcome. This is going to be a project that I will be updating each week around how the app's going, how the community is building around Game Haven Guild and what we're trying to do. And because we're trying to drive a community first atmosphere, community first experience, we want you to be a part of this. And so each week I'm going to come on, tell you kind of how we're doing, what feedback we've gotten, how the interactions have been, what problems we've had, what excitement has been out there. Hopefully there will be some excitement, and we can talk about it together and see where we go from here. So to give you a little bit of a background, if you're new to this, we started a podcast about a year ago called The Business of Gaming. In that podcast, we went and interviewed a lot of game store owners, game designers, other people in the industry. And that podcast isn't done. We've still got more coming out that we're recording to continue talking to different folks in the industry. But we found some gaps in opportunities where we could support local game stores better, and we could support the gaming community better as a whole. And as we went through those podcasts, as we went through that experience, we started then working on an app that we're calling the digital companion to your local game store. This app, the Game Haven Guild app, now available on Google, on Apple. It's also online at gamehavenguild.app. Is meant to be that support tool that game stores really don't have today. The exact experience I'm having right now is we have this weekend Star Wars Unlimited pre-releases for the next set are going on. People are starting to create their events, but it's really difficult to find out who's doing what when. There are several different Discords, several different websites. Some people use some social media, some don't. They use others. It's just convoluted trying to figure out where this weekend could I go play some Star Wars Unlimited. And I'm just thinking this is the exact case of why we're building this. We want to make it so that stores can go in, they can create their own profile, they can load their calendar in it, and make sure we're supporting them so they're not having to double manage calendars. If they load their calendar in the Game Haven Guild app, they can export it onto their website. That way it can be just managed in one place. They can message with customers. Customers can initiate conversations. Game stores can message back. It doesn't have to be out in a public forum. It doesn't have to be across different platforms, across every social media and Discord out there. It can also allow for matchmaking. Customers can say, hey, I want to play this game at this time. And the key to it is at this store. There are places where you can go to try and find games, but it's always a little risky around, hey, I'm going to go meet at someone's house. Right? It's not necessarily the safest thing in the world. And so for matchmaking, you can only matchmake at local stores that have signed up for the app. Part of that security piece too is when people are signing up their game stores, we go through a verification process to make sure it is an actual game store. They do have actual game space. They do have a public presence. And so if a store is on the app, it's been verified and vetted as an actual game store. And going through all this, we know there are many different places and areas where people track games. Many games require you to use certain websites. And so while our app does allow you to manage games within it, fully aware, and we built it so that, when you are creating your event calendar, you can create it as an external game, include the link in it. The link then shows up as a button for people to press and go look at. And so we went through all the different scenarios that came up during kind of our discovery during podcast episodes and talking to a bunch of other people outside the podcast. And we think we've created something pretty great. Let me show you kind of the overview of our website, and I'll talk you through it for those listening in. On our Learn More section here, the digital companion for your local gaming scene. We want it to be, you have your favorite stores and you follow your favorite stores. You can get content from your favorite stores, but you want to also see what's going on around you. You want to see what's local to you as you're going through kind of your experience of discovering games, playing more games, changing games. And so we built this so that you can do just those things. Probably the coolest part is the picture here shows when you load into a followed section where you are going to see content based on the games that you like and follow, based on the stores that you follow. And so your initial experience is filtered down to exactly what you have said you want to see. There's no algorithm choosing what to show you or not, right? You're seeing exactly what you have said you want to see. But then you can flip from follow to local, and local expands it. Instead of looking at specific games, it looks at game categories. I like board games, therefore it's in the local, it's going to show me all board game news. Local is also where it expands from the specific stores you follow to the stores in your local area, so you can see a wider depth of both updates from those stores as well as the events that they have going on, or look at the matchmaking opportunities going on in those stores. The big thing also is this check-in and get rewarded. So the whole app is built on this functionality around when you come into a game store, whether it's just to visit, whether it's for a specific event or a specific game, you can check in with the app at your local game store. And checking in does two things. It first signs you up for any contests that are going on. We are here in the month of March. We're giving away 2 massive bundles. We've got a Warhammer Army bundle and a huge Magic the Gathering bundle that all you have to do is check into your local game store to get entries into that. But then the other piece is that's sharing with stores your aggregated, non-identifiable information on the games that you like. What are you interested in? Because what game stores know what you're buying at the game store. They don't necessarily know what you're interested in or what you want to see. And so we see this in a lot of instances where, game stores are pretty clear. A lot of people come in for Magic. They're coming in and playing Magic. They're coming in and buying Magic. But what are the other games that those people like? Are there other games that those people like? And should they be stocking more of some of these new TCGs that are coming out? There are a bunch of them coming out. What do they pick to stock? What do they pick to run events on? And this is where this check-in data, again, non-identifiable, it's all aggregated, and it's all not specific to you and your timing or any of those pieces. But they can really use that data to help hone in on events they should be running, products they should be stocking, and where the market is heading in towards of games coming in and out of fashion. And so we have built this specifically as a tool for game stores, right? It centers around game stores sign up. They are able to post their announcements. They are able to load their calendars. They can manage events, whether that's true game management or just event management. They can use the events and games to run prize distribution through the app. And then we have that communication path as well. It's also important for stores, right? In terms of marketing these days, I mentioned earlier, the algorithm, everyone's algorithm is now showing you what the algorithm wants, not necessarily what you want. And so getting their stores in front of people who matter, people who sign up for the app or say, okay, I am interested in in-person gaming. I am interested in these things. I am visiting local game stores, right? And even if someone isn't following your store specifically, they get visibility through that local tab of seeing what is going on around them. And so all ships rise in this scenario, where instead of having to join one store's Discord and then another store's Discord and then maybe missing something within there, right? This allows you to see everything going on in your local area, but it's all built on the stores signing up and managing their accounts. So we're giving them that simplified communication and calendar management. The other huge piece of feedback was roles, right? In this app, when a store signs up, a store owner claims the store, but then that store owner can then add employees and they can choose, do I want this employee to have access to messages, to managing events, to managing announcements. And so you can truly create some role specifics within here as well to help local game stores manage that experience. So with that, right, we've had 3 stores actually sign up to be part of our initial test group. We had Phoenix Rise, which is previously Sci-Fi Factory, that's in Fort Worth, Texas. We've had Bat City Games and Comics, which is in Austin, Texas, and the Gaming Bunker, which is also in Austin, Texas, have all been part of our initial round of signups and making sure everything's worked great. Huge shout out to those guys for really supporting this. And they have been a big part of the feedback of what we've gotten integrated into this app. And we plan to continue. We'll continue taking feedback as stores sign up, as they have questions, concerns, and or new features. We will continue to listen and work with these guys to create the best possible app we can. So when you're looking at the app, right, you load in, as I mentioned earlier, to this latest tab. So this latest tab is like your news feed. This is where you'll see both industry information. So you can see we've got some articles from TTRP Insider, Geek Native, Wargamer, Cardboard Chronicles, and whatnot through in here. This is filtered to the games you like and, right, the stores you followed on this page. But then when I click over into local, this is where it expands. It expands into game categories and expands into the local area. You can then see the schedule of what's coming up. You can see Phoenix Rise has their schedule in here around their Monday Night Modern. They've got their Magic Night on Wednesday. Because I'm following Magic, I'm seeing a lot of the Magic games. But if I go into searching for them, if I come here and go to the Phoenix Rise store, right, you can see in their calendar their full calendar events. They have their One Piece in there. They have, right, their Play Pokemon in there. They have their Casual League for Star Wars in here. And so you've got the ability to, right, really dive into the stores you really want to know a lot about. You can go in here, see their announcements, see about their information. It's got all their hours. It shows what games you can bring, what games they sell. But you don't have to be that intense with it. You can, again, live on the main page and live in the local feed and really just see what's going on around you. The big one I like the most is this matchmaking, right? So this is where, and we'll do one right here as a group. I want to come in. I want to play Star Wars Unlimited. If you haven't picked that up, that's my game right now. And we're going to do a premiere game, and I want to do it at the Game Bunker. And so I'll come in and say, I want to do it on the 9th. Let's say we want to start closer to 7 to 9, play casual, and I need one other person to play with me. We create this game. Now, this game is out there. As other people filter through, again, their followed or their local tabs, they'll be able to see, hey, someone is out here. They can see, oh, it's Game Haven Guild who's hosting it. Again, we don't share names, we don't share their information. What does happen though is when it comes time to actually play this game, a new button pops up. And now that this is on here, it's on also my personal calendar. A new button pops up that is called check-in. And that check-in button, when you click it, or you click right up here in the check-in area, it opens up that check-in field, and it actually asks you at that point what shirt color you're wearing. That way, when it comes time for the game, this will then show the username of who you're playing with. And then once they check in, it'll actually show their shirt color. And it'll say they've checked in, and here's their shirt color. That way, it's easier to say, okay, I'm not just looking at a random room. I'm looking in this room for someone who's wearing a blue shirt, probably playing Star Wars. So to help make that experience a little easier and a little more forgiving of meeting new people and finding an easier way to find those people once you get into the store. Because that's always a bit of an awkward part of meeting new people to play games. With that, again, it's out, it's live, it's free to sign up for gamers, it's free to sign up for stores. And I would love to get any feedback we can from y'all. We don't have any real stats to share right now. But again, in the future, we will use this forum to talk stats, to talk what's going on, what's getting popular, not popular. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to shoot me an email, josh@gamehavenguild.com, if you have any other questions. Or you can message in the app to the Game Haven Guild admin or through the help function. Really appreciate you taking the time to make it all the way through this one. And again, let me know what you think.